So this is my entry to the Threejs Journey challenge number 1. So Bruno has given us the inspiration of the word Gameboy and this image and told us to make something interesting in 2 weeks. Now, when I first saw this challenge, the first thing that came to mind was this beautiful render that's from Groma.png of this Gameboy with almost like a transparent chrome effect on it, and I was thinking it'd be amazing to try recreate this in a real-time situation. So because of the 2-week deadline, I thought it'd be the best opportunity to use React 3 Fiber. So creating a quick React app, installing the dependencies, so React 3 Fiber and obviously React 3 Journey, because it's got so many useful utilities that I'm going to make use of. And we have our working app, just need to delete all of this standard stuff. And now that we've got the canvas running with this torus shape in there, we need to actually get a Gameboy on the go. So I had a look for some free models because I didn't have time in 2 weeks, or the skill to be honest, in 2 weeks to make a good Gameboy model. So I went onto Sketchfab, looked through some and found this great model. Now, one of the reasons I love this model is because all the details are built into the actual model themselves. So if I go on the wireframe view, you can actually see that the details are inside this wireframe rather than being textures that are just baked on top. This is going to be really useful for some of the techniques I have in mind for getting this transparent chrome effect that I'm looking for. Now, using the GLTF pipeline makes it super simple to get not only our model into the project, but also compressed versions that are really performant. The last command is really helpful for React 3 Fiber as well, because it makes it super easy to get a JSX version of the model. Now, what I've done is imported it and then assigned each of them just this transparent material. Now, the problem with this transparent material is that, as you can see, there's this weird effect where sometimes they're not rendering because the transparency isn't intended for this sort of thing. So this isn't going to work for what I had in mind. Thankfully, in React 3 Journey, there is this mesh transmission material, which simulates the sort of mesh physical material from the standard library. Now, whilst this shader is great, if I just apply it to the whole model, it makes things really slow and it's not going to work very well on the web. So I've decided to go for a hybrid approach. The outer casing is going to have the mesh transition material. For the other pieces, I'm just going to use a transparent normal mapped material. I think it produces this easy chromatic effect that I was looking for whilst keeping things performant. Now, there's also the edges shader included with React 3 Journey that produces this amazing white edge effect. There is, however, 2 problems. The first problem is that this model has some lines that I can't get rid of, and in the 2-week time frame that I have, I'm not going to be able to get the model to work how I want it to and remove these artifacts on the front panel. Secondly is, it's just not the Game Boy that I remember. The Game Boy I grew up playing was the Game Boy Advance SP. So I had a look online and again found this Game Boy Advance SP model and loaded that in. Now, to get this chromatic effect, one way that I've done it in the past and seen it used is by using an environment map to light the scene. So if we use this environment, you can see the reflections. We've just got this city scene. Now, instead of using a city, if we use some sort of abstract texture, then what we actually get is a lot closer to that chromatic effect from our original goal. Now, if we increase the environment map intensity, you can see that we're really getting somewhere with this now. There's one problem with this, there's a bit too many colours going on, that big sharp red in contrast to the normal map that I'm using on the other elements. So I decided to change the colours that we were using with the HDRI, and the end result I'm pretty happy with. And that's it for this challenge. I hope you've enjoyed watching my process as I built this project, and you can check it out. The live link will be in the description and the GitHub repo containing the unminified code will be there as well.